Hello everyone, EduSupplement is again here for you with another tutorial for SCAPS. And today we will have a very simple video and we will discuss about only one property, especially one electrical property which is very much important. But when you are putting that property in SCAPS, sometimes you may get very confused where that property we should put. And that property is doping concentration of every layer in solar cell. So for that, let's first consider a solar structure. Suppose today we will be working with a very simple silicon solar cell. So we will consider the structure in the simplest fashion. So we will be having a very thin N plus emitter. So there will be N plus silicon layer which will act as an emitter, and light will be entering into the solar cell through this emitter. After that we will be having a thick base layer. So we will be having a thick base layer, and to make a p-n junction we must have a p-type silicon here, or better say p minus type silicon here. So we'll have a p-type base, and last but not the least, to have a better what can be said, to have a better electric field in the base layer, we will have a back surface field which is p plus type, very thin silicon layer, and that will act as a back surface field. So first, today we will not demonstrate how to work with this solar cell in total. Rather, we will keep our focus only how we can put different doping concentration or different carrier concentration in different layers of this structure. So let's start. First, let's go to SCAPS. So this is our SCAPS window, and then go to set problem. And this is the structure I have already loaded for you. And as you can see, this is the light, and this is our first layer, which is N plus emitter, then P minus base, and P plus silicon. So if we go to every layer, you will find that the most of the material parameters, especially the electrical and optical absorption parameters, will remain almost same because we are having the same material in every layer. But today our focus is only for how to put doping concentration. So let's first go to N plus silicon, which is our first layer, which is emitter. To give doping concentration, the part of the panel you have to use is this. So here you can see no N degrading, then shallow uniform donor density ND, then no NA grading, and shallow uniform accepted density NA. Now the question is how to put values in these boxes to get a desired layer or desired type of doping concentration or carrier concentration. So now before putting values, let's have a very brief idea what kind of layers we might be working with for solar cell. So some of the layers might be intrinsic. So of course we know that intrinsic means there is no doping concentration added, that is an external doping, and in intrinsic semiconductor there will be equal number of electrons and holes. So here N represents the electron concentration and P represents the hole concentration. If we are working with P type of layer, then obviously the relationship should be number of hole concentration must be greater than electron concentration, and for that we have to add some doping, which is called, we have to add acceptor doping. That is, some acceptor atom will be used as doping. Conversely, if we want to use N type of layer, then that will be characterized by the electron concentration will be greater than hole concentration, and the doping type should be donor type. Now, to address this kind of scenario in the layer of your semiconductor in SCAPS, you have to pay focus only these Na and Nd values. You cannot provide the exact carrier concentration level that will be calculated by the software. So to denote intrinsic semiconductor, this is a little bit tricky. You have to provide values in both Na and Nd, and this value has to be equal to the intrinsic doping concentration Ni in both field. So for silicon it has to be, so it will be around 1.45 into 10 to the power 10 per cm cube. Similarly, for electron concentration, we have to provide Nd as 1.45 into 10 to the power 10 per cm cube. That means in SCAPS, we are assuming that the acceptor and donor concentration will somehow reflect it as the electron and hole concentrations. So for p-type, you will provide only Na, so you don't need to provide any Nd, so the Nd should be 0 and the Na should be equal to your required doping concentration. And for n-type, you don't need to put Na will be 0 and Nd will be your required doping concentration or the required carrier concentration here. So here one thing important to note that here we are assuming that the total dopant will be ionized and will contribute to the carrier concentration. I have searched in the manual of SCAPS, but I have not found anything otherwise, so I am sticking to this thing. So there might be some other explanation. If you find any kind of other explanation in the SCAPS manual, please let me know. So now let's put it. So let's go to our SCAPS manual, SCAPS window. So in this SCAPS window here, we want to work with N plus silicon. So this is an N plus layer. As a result, we are not putting any Na. So there is no Na, there will be no acceptor concentration, rather we'll put only donor concentration, and the donor concentration we are setting at a very high level because we are working with N plus layer. And SCAPS does an interesting thing is that when you are working with N type of layer, then the layer is shown as blue. So when I'm working with N plus layer, yes, this is the blue layer. Now we are having P minus silicon layer, the second layer. So let's press it here. So all the parameters are same, but this is a P type layer. So we will not have any Nd. So in the Nd field, it will be 0. But for the Na, we can put our desired concentration, doping concentration, that is acceptor concentration. And here, as we are having a P minus silicon, so the doping concentration will be very low. So here I have put an arbitrary doping concentration to be 1 to the power 14. That is, I am expecting that the whole concentration of this layer should be 1 into 10 to the power 14. Now let's come to the another layer, and again like in layer for SCAPS, the P type of layer is designated by red color. So this red color is my P minus layer. Again, then I have a very thin P plus back surface field layer. So again, let's click it. So as I'm working with a P plus silicon here, so there will be no Nd, so I didn't put any Nd. And I have put Na value very high because as a back surface field, it has to be very high to have an effect on the electric field on the base layer. So as my layer is very thin, so you'll be hardly able to see it. Let's make it a little bigger or little thicker so that you may be able to see it. So I have made it 50 nanometer. So let's see it. Yes, now this red layer is my P plus layer. To show you how to make an intrinsic layer, just for an example, let's make any of the layer intrinsic. As for example, I want to make the base as intrinsic silicon. So what should I do? So what do I have to do is that I put values in both Na and Nd. That is, I will consider there will be both electrons and holes. So for electron, I will put the intrinsic value of silicon, which is 1.45 into 10 to the power 10, and for holes I will put the same value, 1.45 into 10 to the power 10. So the thumb rule for intrinsic layer is that you have to provide both doping concentration at the intrinsic level, which is a very small value. So now if I press accept, then I will find that for intrinsic layer, what SCAPS does, it shows it in green. So now the layer which was denoted by red now has been green to show me that this is an intrinsic layer. That is, I have put same amount of electrons and holes in that layer. So that's the way how you can give different kinds of doping concentration to denote different kinds of carrier concentration in different layers, and you can apply them. Let's end it with a very simple thing. If you need the minority carrier concentration, then what you will do? So here I have come to another word which is called minority carrier concentration. As for example, in this layer, my majority carrier is N-type, that is electron, and if I consider complete ionization, the amount of electron I am working with is 1 into 10 to the power 18. So what will be the amount of minority carrier concentration? Let's calculate it. So first, let's make this board clean. Okay, so in my N plus layer, I have given the donor concentration to be 1 into 10 to the power 18, I guess, per centimeter. So if for complete ionization, that will be my electron concentration as well. So I'm considering complete ionization, so that will be my electron concentration as well. So now how to calculate? So this is called the majority carrier, right? Majority charge carrier. So this is the majority charge carrier concentration. What about minority charge carrier? That is, there will be some P here in this layer. So sometimes you might be needed the amount of minority charge carrier in your simulation. So how can you calculate? You can do it in a very simple way, that is applying mass action law for non-degenerate semiconductors, which says for non-degenerate semiconductors, the product of electron and hole concentration can be written equal to the intrinsic carrier concentration squared. So when you know the electron concentration, you can determine the hole concentration by Ni squared divided by N. And for silicon, we know the value of Ni. So from there, you can calculate the minority carrier concentration and use it. So this is the way your carrier concentration part can come from the SCAPS simulation. I hope I have made these things clear, because sometimes it gives us little bit of confusion, that is where where the carrier concentration is coming from, because in many analysis or in most of the analysis for solar cell, you will be needed to use the carrier concentration analysis. So that's all for today. Let's see you in the next video. Thank you very much.